Russia says that the strike was directed at military officials who are meeting in a particular building in this city. Is that likely? Are they trying to cover their tracks? Was their intelligence wrong, perhaps?
It's difficult to say whether their intelligence is wrong. We will probably never know whether the intelligence is accurate or whether they're actually just working it as an excuse for justifying the attack. What it does tell me, though, is that their whole intelligence process and subsequent targeting process, there's an irresponsible approach or a flawed approach to how they do that. And from my own experiences, whenever we were planning strategic attacks such as this in my previous career, the intelligence would always be corroborated with other sources. We would never rely on a single source reporting to actually work against an intelligence target. There'd be so much work then done in the targeting, building up that target profile, the reason behind it, the justification for carrying out that attack, and the most suitable weapon system that we would use to actually prosecute that target. We would then go on to the whole targeting process, which would eventually lead to the legal guys, the people that are experienced in legal matters, to actually look at it, see if it fits in with the rules of engagement. The most important thing is looking at the potential for collateral damage. If there's any potential for collateral damage at all, then we would have to rework it. It looks to me like the Russians are paying lip service to that kind of process. They're getting some form of intelligence which isn't really backed up or corroborated. They're not paying any attention to the collateral damage that could be happening as a result of their attack, and they're just going ahead and conducting those attacks.
Is that a surprise, though? I mean, do we think of Russia as always following the rules to the letter, as it sounds like you did and the British perhaps continue to do?
Well, I mean, I can talk for all the NATO countries. We have that strict, rigorous legal process that we have to go through. For the Russians, it seems to be they do seem to have a little bit more responsible. They're very much a kinetic force, very much an offensive force. The actual way that they use their intelligence, to me, it seems a little bit blasé.
Let's also talk about the town of Seversk that apparently Russia has seized and captured. Is that a very significant place?
So at the moment, the Russians, it was announced by President Putin, they're on an operational pause after securing the Lysychansk city earlier on in the month, and obviously securing the whole of the Luhansk Oblast. The next logical phase of their campaign would be the move into Donetsk itself, and Seversk is probably one of the key places where they can go to. Now, the Russians are claiming that they have taken Seversk. It's been uncorroborated so far. We haven't got any confirmation of that. What we have been seeing is increased and intense artillery bombardment of Slavyansk down to Bakhmut itself and the town of Seversk. The Russians do artillery very, very well. It's one of the things that they pay a lot of attention to doing. It would make sense for them to actually moving into Seversk. I think this could be the precursor for a more sustained offensive into the Donetsk Oblast, which is obviously part of the campaign to seize the Donbass region as a whole. It does move towards the E40 highway, which runs down from Slavyansk down to Bakhmut, which is a key highway that they will need to secure. That's going to stop the Ukrainian defenders from having more freedom of movement in that area to move troops around to where they're required, and also to where they need to get the arms, the ammunition and the equipment.